Hi. I got a tape I want to play.
One of the things I love about Stop Making Sense so much is that it's a total experience. I'm Ted Kulczycky. I am a huge fan of Stop Making Sense, which means I'm a huge fan of Talking Heads, but also a huge fan of Jonathan Demme. I think the two of them really came together and made what I think is a perfect movie. Stop Making Sense was like watching a regular movie, except it was all music. It's not so much about like watching people be virtuosic musicians, but watching people interact with one another. When the film got re-released in 2014, it was a very small re-release, and I had become such a fan by that point that I'm like, I'm going to trudge off to New York to watch David Byrne introduce the movie at Lincoln Center. I'm going to go to Milwaukee to see Jerry Harrison introduce the film, and I'm like riding Amtrak all over the place to see Talking Heads introduce the film. So I saw each of them introduce the film, but I still hadn't seen the band live. I guess I was trying to compensate for that. When A24 picked up the film, I thought, oh, this is going to be good. There's going to be a lot of screenings with the band members introducing different things. And then they announced, oh, the band is all going to get back together, all four of them in Toronto for a big premiere screening of A24's restoration of the film. And I was like, so excited. This is great news. And the tickets to the screening became available in sort of tiers. And the one I was going to be eligible to dive in and try to purchase tickets for was going on sale on August 23rd, 2023. On August 22nd, 2023, I was on my way home from where I work at the Toronto Reference Library, and I got off a streetcar, and I have no recollection of this, but the police report says I stepped off the streetcar and I was struck by a vehicle traveling approximately 30 kilometers an hour, and I woke up in the hospital. The hospital report says I had a deep frontal scalp laceration extending from crown to mid-forehead with frontal bone exposed. In short, my head was split open, I had a concussion, 5 broken ribs, a shattered left thumb, and my spine was broken in at least 5 places. What isn't in the hospital report is I had what they wrote down as post-traumatic amnesia. And what that meant was that not only did I not remember the accident itself, which I still don't, I couldn't make new memories temporarily. So it was like waking up the whole time, and I was kind of going in and out of consciousness to begin with. So I would wake up and I'd be like, Sarah Marie, honey, are you here? And she was like, yes, I'm here. And I'm like, was I in an accident? I had this vague sense that something was up. She was like, yes, you were in an accident. And I was like, were you in the accident? Are you okay? And she's like, yes, I'm fine. I was not in the accident. And I was like, oh, are Talking Heads really getting back together in Toronto? And she was like, yes, that's real. And I would go, oh my God, tickets are going on sale tomorrow. And my wife, bless her heart, has seen it with me over 30 times. And also, she had to get back to work. So I was like, who is going to go with me to Stop Making Sense? So I put out a call on my social media saying, lucky you guys, who wants to accompany me to screenings of Stop Making Sense? Because at that point, although I was walking, I was getting tired very easily, and my friends really stepped up. And I went with a different friend to every screening you guys had here. One of the things I love is spontaneous applause, and you can just hear someone start clapping because they were just so moved, and then everyone's like, yeah, yeah, and it's just a genuine outpouring of response to a performance. And that had a lot to do with how restorative it was for me after the accident. I would sit in my seat, and maybe, with the neck brace and the 2 casts on, I wasn't in, I was still feeling the effects of the broken ribs. I couldn't get up and dance, but for 88 minutes, I would completely not think about the accident, and I would just be at this amazing concert. lot is made about this being the 40th anniversary of Stop Making Sense. But one of the things is when I'm watching the movie, and I think when everybody's watching the movie, it's not 1984 or 2024. It is this concert, and you are just at this concert, and that's the time you're in. My shirt is one of the shirts that A24 has released to accompany this 40th anniversary screening. To my knowledge, there are only 2 photographs of the entire 1984 Stop Making Sense version of the Talking Heads band, and A24 wisely chose one of them. You can see all the members looking directly at the camera. I feel so fortunate to be able to see the greatest movie of all time at my favorite cinema in the world tonight with you.
Does anybody have any questions?
You know what I totally left out? I got married right here.